Hey, and I agree with you, but you know what, Big Dog, it's one more thing that we probably can show the people that would really make it simple for them. And I
What's
think
that?
can you pull up SPX?
SPX.
Yeah, go to a monthly on SPX. Actually, I think, and this will probably give even more credits to what you're saying as far as just going down to the middle of the month. Okay, very, very simple. What if we need to just trade and hold in that monthly, I guess you would call that a void or gap until FOMC?
This volume imbalance right here?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got that volume imbalance right there.
And peep how that would, I think that lines up very beautiful with like your other, on your other charts. It's like right within, your bigger gaps and stuff that we have from like a week and stuff. But just looking at it from a monthly of, if we go down into the first half of the month, it'd be pretty perfect that we just trade right into that, hold that, and then when we get into, basically, if we get into that and hold there until FOMC and CPI, that basically is the decision maker of, do we break that or do we bounce off of that?
Yeah, because
that would be a nice little resting spot
for
the market to then for the algos to be at a good decision point, because Powell is the decision.
Yep.
The algo is going to use him as confirmation, either confirmation to go back into the bear, or he going to give us a nice little end of the year rally.
Because that is a good spot, because you got that monthly volume imbalance right there, and then you got a weekly order block right there in the same spot. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good little spot to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's a good spot to make a decision.
It is a great spot to make a decision.
You know what I'm saying?
Where would that put us on a daily?
And then, let me see, from peak to trough of this. Let's say if we go to mean threshold on that order block, that'll be like roughly 7% from peak to trough of this leg down right here.
What's that? What about that top gap, or like the bottom? Go to the bottom of that monthly gap we identified, or that little no. Leave it from where you had it.
Right? Oh, leave it up here. Okay.
But the first box you had at the top of the order.
Oh, at the top of the volume imbalance.
Yeah, just come down. Yeah, just come down to the volume imbalance. What's
okay. That? The fill it is like 5 3/4, and at the top of it is 5.
All right. Okay. Now this is where I like to use the law of percentages. If you go to a quarter, you will notice that we was up 15%. We just gave back 5%. So now we up for the quarter 10%. I was reviewing my notes, and the running game now, we had early in the year, people were talking about we could possibly have a 20% fourth quarter. If we had 3 bad quarters, they could have a historic fourth quarter, because y'all think about it. People, we've been having a terrible year. Yeah, so if we had a 20, so what that would do is from
the close of last quarter to the high of this quarter, roughly 15%.
Right. And now we've given back 5.
Mm-hmm.
So if we give back a little bit more, again, we are at a good decision point of for the quarter. We're now say maybe up 8 to 10%, and we going into Powell. If Powell is cool, maybe we get an additional FOMO 8 to 10%, which gives you that 20% quarter, right? And it kind of plays into us pulling back and hitting that order block and then bouncing off of that, right? We respect it, and then we get a nice end of the year rally, kind of like what Dustin talked about. We sell down the front, and then we rally. So all these things are kind of aligning, right?
Yep. And then look at that on the daily. On the daily, that puts us in that full void. You know what I'm saying? This order block on the monthly order block has that full void in there, along with a daily order block in there. And then that's the top of the monthly volume imbalance is right there at the top of this mitigation block right there.
So we got a daily mitigation block. We're gonna expect some type of reaction when we
it's a lot going on right there. It's a lot going on right there. Because whatever like on the higher time frames, when you got like you got an order block on a higher time frame, it's gonna be some gaps and voids and stuff inside that on the lower time frames. So it's like, a matter of fact, I was talking about that before, when just say because you look at the weekly a lot, right? So if you get to your weekly spot, and like just say you wick past it, if you go down to the daily, you will see why we wick past that a little bit. You know, well, you know, but I'm just saying, like, we probably wick past it because it might have been a daily imbalance just below it. But as far as for the weekly time frame, the body of the beef of the candle still respecting it, and that wick was just to fill that void. Excuse me, run some stops, other people trailing their stops too close, and then, excuse me, go the other way.
But no, that's again, see, like hearing all this from you, talking through this, it's like it's giving me more conviction as to, like you said, after FOMC, I'm looking for the scale, bro.
Looking for the scale.
I'm looking for the scale.
This daily on the SPX, right? This daily, and it's nothing. That's nothing right there to come down to that.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be beautiful to come.
I'll say this. Let's get that tomorrow and Thursday.
Period. Let's get that. Let's just make this week be bloody and then surprise everybody on FOMC and bang out.
We go for the rest of the month. The FOMO on, bro. And then
that's it.
Right, the beautiful thing would be is this, right? If you go to go back to like a monthly for us, or that quarterly joint, the quarterly. I know you had the 3 months. I saw you had the quarterly. And then after that, we've been going on like 145, so I'm gonna hop off. I know people tired of us, but we've been giving people some good stuff though. So, okay, so let's say we have a 20% quarter. Where will we end at, bro?
Up 20% up.
Yeah. Like if we get our, you know, our nice, beautiful, if everything we just talked about played out how we, you know, kind of said it, and we sail down, and then we do get our end of the year rally, and we end up with
20% up from last quarter would give us 4302. Just say 4300.
Let's just say we end the year at 4300. Somehow, some way, we end the year at 4300. What would be a 25% drop from 4300? Or a 25% correction?
From 25%?
Yep.
25%, 3223. So 32, pretty much 3200.
Okay, now here's where I want people to understand and tie in what you show, Tim.
And then look what it put you back at.
Oh, I ain't even got to say nothing. On that note, y'all, I hope
that's a quarterly breaker right there. Because this high broke this low, right? The last down close candle of that right there, that's a quarterly breaker.
I just want people to understand. I hope you got great value from what we was able to show y'all tonight. Because before Tim took the words out of my mouth, I just want to show people how, like, the law of percentages and what he teach. He already saw where it landed. To him, it already makes sense of why it would make the move, and he probably can see exactly what I'm thinking based on, if we do that, I see exactly what Zay is thinking.